Today is one of the rare occasions when we are appreciating the Western countries. You got to give them credit for relentless persuasion of a goal. It does not matter whether the goal is virtueless and will ultimately end up harming them. Hi and welcome to TFI English, National Socio-Political Analysis arm of the TFI Media Group. I'm your host Apurva, and if you're watching us on Facebook, give our page a like. And if you're watching us on YouTube, like the video and subscribe to the channel. Coming back to the story today, in this video, I'm here to tell you about the latest dogma out of US diplomatic playbook. So let's begin. The United States has again asked India to cap the price of oil they're buying from Russia. This time, they have done more research and are luring India with lower oil prices. Price cap can reduce the Russian revenue and reduce the price for consumers. This was said by Deputy Treasury Secretary Wally Adeyemo during his 3-day visit to India. Recently, he met with our Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman for the purpose, claiming that he is not only negotiating with the Indian government but also with the private sector. Wally said, and I read in quotes, "I had a very constructive conversation with my Indian counterpart on the price cap proposal, but I also talked to the private sector participants in India about price cap as well. Ultimately, we share the same objective, which is making sure that our consumers and businesses pay the lowest price possible for energy." Apparently, whatever incentives they are offering to India, its ultimate goal is harming Russia and not benefiting India. The Ukraine-Russia skirmish has become an ego issue for the United States. They have become desperate to counter the emergence of nationalistic leaders like Vladimir Putin in other European countries. Hungarian Viktor Orban was a part of a dangerous trend for the US and its allies. Why? Because nationalistic leaders do not sell out their countries to Western companies and governments. As a part of this greater mission, they started to pressurize India to not buy Russian oil. India did not pay a heed to it, and in fact, our External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Jaishankar exposed the hollowness and hypocrisy of their appeal. That was a clear-cut message to them that until they themselves shelve their dependence on Russian crude oil, they cannot exert moral pressure on any country. These countries then became proactive and started to chalk out a strategy. By 5th of December, the European Union won't be buying Russian crude coming towards them through sea route. Similarly, by the beginning of February next year, they will stop importing petroleum products from Russia. It is pertinent to note that they will keep buying Russian oil coming to them through pipelines. The Biden administration believes that this initiative is enough to galvanize more and more countries in favor of imposing a limit on Russian oil. But its long-term viability is a concern which India has to think about. Price capping never works. Things available at lower prices get sold out quickly, leading to the opening of black market. We all have seen this in our childhood when subsidized gas cylinders were available at lower prices. People either wasted their productive hours to buy them, or they had to buy them from black market at a price 2 or 3 times above subsidized ones. There is no guarantee that it would not happen in the case of crude oil. And what if Russia decides to ditch India altogether for capping the price? The Putin administration has even expressed its inclination about the same. It will be a big loss for India since Russia will certainly find alternate markets, but we won't find alternate sources of cheap oil. We will have to again increase our dependence on Gulf nations. It's true that Iraq is offering us a lower oil price, but that is because their Russian competitors are threatening their big market. If Russian oil is eliminated altogether, it would lead to the establishment of a monopoly of these countries in India's oil import basket. And that is the final result of every capping strategy applied in history. It leads to a monopoly of a particular group on the supply chain. World has seen how OPEC oligarchs manipulate geopolitics by leveraging their oil production capacity. We would not want that. Government needs to deliberate deeper on the issue.